We wanted to ask you, what is your plan, specifically speaking, if you happen to be the next mayor of the city of Chicago, to prioritize and improve the health of our students?
Several things. One, I was very happy to see that the Chicago Board of Education brought breakfast to all of the schools in Chicago. This should have never been a case where because you make a little more money, you don't get the breakfast. I think it was one of the smartest decisions I've seen yet, and I want to applaud the members of the Board of Education for doing that. Secondly, physical activity and physical education and recess. I just made a statement about 10 days ago about my commitment to keeping the sports program of the Chicago Public Schools, both the organized sport and the intramural sport programs, as healthy as they can be. And if you think that this is not a topic that is relevant, just a few short months ago, we saw the Board of Education propose to eliminate sophomore sports programs. It would have been one of the worst decisions in the history of the Chicago Public Schools. Why? Because so many children need sports. That's their line to education. They like the idea of playing on one of the sports teams. And that is something that we have a long history of in Chicago. I made a commitment to make sure that we maintain our level of funding for all sports programs in Chicago. I think we can also do better, if I could just digress for 1 minute. We can also do better in providing the proper forums for our sports competitions to take place. I went to the basketball game a couple of weeks ago between Morgan Park and Simeon High School, basketball game, and they had to play it at Chicago State. And they played it at Chicago State because we don't have enough capacity at a lot of our high school gyms. And it's true, this was a very popular game, but I think it might not be a bad idea to look at building 2 or 3 competition centers in different parts of the city for the Chicago Public Schools, so that our students would have the ability to have competitions and even host schools from around the area to come in and play us. And so I think it's something we need to take a look at. We need to take a look at our football stadiums and other infrastructure, which needs some attention right now. I also think that there's a major role that the mayor and the City Department of Health can play in devising an even better curriculum to keep our students healthy. The Chicago Department of Health, I think, can do more to help us devise a curriculum that gets at proper nutrition habits and exercise standards for our children at the earliest of ages. Why? Nothing is more impactful in the life of a child than starting early. Furthermore, nothing is more impactful to a family than having the child come home from school and say, "Mom and Dad, you know what they taught me today? Here's the proper amount of calories that we ought to intake. Here's the proper amount of fats that should be in our diet. And this is the amount of exercise that we should have every day, both cardio and muscle building." And so I really think that we need to get started in a more disciplined way, and the health department can help us with this to make sure that we're instilling those proper healthy habits at very early ages, perhaps preschool and kindergarten.